What's up, you guys? Alright, we are at the Petro 44 in Joplin, Missouri right now. Alright, so we're gonna leave here and finish deadheading to our shipper. It's gonna be a shipper that I've never been to before. We're gonna be picking up from a place called George's in Cassville, Missouri. It's about a little over 50 miles away from here, 55-ish. So it'll take roughly, maybe close to an hour to get over there. It is currently just after 4:30 p.m. local time, Monday the 27th of March. I don't know much about this place. I know I'm pretty sure it's the same place that a friend of mine who used to drive for JCT has been to with the previous, actually with the company I think he's still with now. Yeah, I gotta talk about that radio, by the way. Waiting on this guy to... Oh, come on. Now you're letting me... you took so freaking long. Oh, I know he slowed up because a guy walking across the lane over there, but doesn't mean it's not frustrating when I had an opportunity to go, but he went so slow that two other trucks coming in got a chance to come in and close the gap. Alright, this guy's doing the same thing to me. There's another truck coming, but... getting out here now before they get a chance to... I'm not going to keep getting screwed over by people doing that shit. Alright, so Cassville, small town. Let's see, do we have one or two left turns here? I don't know. Okay, I think it's just this lane. I think the other lane just goes straight, hopefully. Okay, so Cassville, it's a small town, a few miles south of another town called Monette. I have done pickups from the Tyson plant in Monette before. It's rare for me to go over there, though. Ultimately, I'm going to end up using US 60 to get over there. Now, if you're in a car, I could have turned right there and gone down that road. Highway 86, I looked at the truck route map for Missouri, and Highway 86, I think it is, which is should be the next exit down here on, I think, exit 6. That is a truck route I can use. It's either that or, I can take that down, or I can just stay on 44 until I get on to I-49 southbound. Yeah, I might add a couple extra miles, but it's big road all the way. Basically, you get on 49 right where the Flying J and Blue Beacon are at here. Go down that way to US 60, then head east on US 60 until you get to Monette. And once you're in Monette, you get on southbound, I think it was State Route 37, if I recall. Go down there, and that'll take you straight into Cassville, right there at the corner of 37, and I can't remember what that other road is there. Is where the shipper will be, on the right side. We gotta turn onto that that street, that Avenue W or Highway W or whatever the hell that street was called. I don't remember, but that'll be where we'll be accessing it from. My first time ever at this customer. I don't know. I haven't heard much about JCT drivers going there. I know JCT has done loads there before. I just haven't heard drivers talk about it much, or really at all. And so I don't know if it's going to be a drop hook or a live load, whatever. Well, it's I know my load assignment said it run at -1 start stop, so it's going to be probably frozen chicken. Based on the Google reviews, what few reviews are available, seem to suggest it's a chicken place. So we'll see how that goes here. Alright, so yeah, Highway 86 is the one I was thinking about. Yeah, like I said, you can go this way, but it doesn't add much more miles to just, yeah, it might only add a couple miles, I would say, perhaps, to just go ahead and come up here to I-49 and go down, because I-44 kind of goes diagonally northeast. If it went straight to the east, would really not be, it would be a negligible difference in mileage between going this way versus I-49. But the fact that I-44 goes diagonally up north, northeast, whatever, east-northeast, and I need to go generally south and east from here, that's where it'll add just a tad bit of time here. Alright, so you guys might have seen my last delivery was to the Walmart in Ochalada, Oklahoma. I know you guys call it Ochalada. I will not call it that. Just deal with it. Anyway, after that I ended up going to our mothership, JCT Home Terminal in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, to get size for my 5-year tenure ring. So got that knocked out. Then ended up hanging out there for a bit and having a good conversation with, actually, there's a brother and sister combo. You know, they're team drivers. I run into them every time I'm there, and I always chit chat with them. Then there was another guy there who turns out was also an Air Force vet. I've actually run into him before. In fact, when I was picking up my last load in Colton, he was docked into the door right next to me. Or, I docked in first, and then he docked in while I was in the door. But we got to chit-chatting, sharing Air Force-related stories. That was a fun time there. The other people in the room, I think, got a little bored with that and took off, though. You get me and him, I think his name is Terry, if I remember right. Started spewing all of our Air Force related jargon, or Air Force and military in general related jargon, that civilians don't understand. It's just like, huh? It just kind of goes over people's heads. So, it was kind of funny. But it's refreshing when I talk to somebody who's a veteran, and based on, like acronyms and terminology and other stuff that we use, it's super obvious, clear to me that they really did serve. It's sad that I have to think that, because I have too many cases where I've run into people who are posers, or they claim to have served in the military, but they never actually did, or they might have really served at in some capacity, but maybe they embellished their records. Maybe they lied about what their career field is. Okay, I might expect someone who was a Navy SEAL or something who does a lot of top secret stuff to try to intentionally be more vague about what they do, because they don't want people prying at what secrets they know that they can't give out. And they don't. Let's face it here, posers always present themselves as either pilots or special forces types. I almost never hear them claiming to be anything but one or the other. Either special forces type or a pilot. Anyway, don't need to get all into that detail on that. I don't want that to be the topic of this discussion of this vlog. All right, so 49 South is coming up right here. As you see the Flying J coming up here. Speaking of Pilot Flying J, okay, so in Colton, California, all right, so one of our drivers had just posted in one of our groups about a couple of new pilot truck stops in southern, in San Bernardino Valley. Okay, one of them I already knew about. It switched over. It used to be known as the Royal Truck Stop over in Colton. Just southeast of where where 10 and 215 freeways meet up, off Redlands Boulevard. Shut up, there's nothing to collide with here. fact, I've already stopped there at least a few times since it became a pilot. Usually to get reefer fuel before dropping a trailer in a drop yard or something. But he did mention another one that is at the corner of Cedar Avenue and Santa Ana Road. Or Santa Avenue right there in Bloomington area. I did not know it was there. I've used that street many times. When my sons used to live in Rialto, yeah, I used to take Cedar Avenue up all the time to get up there to visit them from work. This is before I got into trucking. In fact, my grandparents are actually buried in a cemetery right there on Cedar Avenue, real close to that intersection. So, but I was not aware of that pilot opening up. I would assume that was a former pilot, a former truck stop of some other type or gas station, whatever, and that pilot maybe bought it out or something. So that is a new one. If you're in the area, might want to check it out. Perhaps, I don't know. Also, last time I took the 210 freeway across from San Bernardino, which I don't do very often because I tend to avoid using the Grapevine area of Interstate 5. Too many trucks on the road in that area on I-5, and I don't want to deal with the Santa Clarita way station if I don't absolutely have to. So I tend to take, if I'm going up in that direction from San Bernardino, I normally will take I-15 up into the Cajon Pass to take State Route 138 across, and eventually get onto Highway 14 and then Highway 58, or possibly take 138 over from 14 to I-5 in the Grapevine. But the I-5 way I tend to not want to do because there's too many trucks out there. And I'm not a fan of that stupid 35 mile an hour truck speed limit on the northbound side of the north end of the Grapevine area. I'd rather just go ahead and deal with the Hatchby Mountains and take Highway 58. But anyway, the 210 freeway, I went through there a few weeks ago. Somewhere around there. Decided to go there, just go ahead and take the 210 over to the 5. Turned out they were in the process of, they were in the middle of building Flying J or Pilot, whatever it is, right there in Rialto, and the Alder Avenue exit. If you guys do reefer freight, you might know about the Target distribution center over there off that same exit. CR England drivers, they actually have a dedicated fleet account there at that same Target DC. I've gone there to that Target DC even as a JCT driver. It's not often, it's more rare, but I have been there. But that same exit there, but on the north, basically we'll just call it the northwest side of that interchange there where Alder and the 210 freeways meet. That is where you will find that Pilot. And it's not currently open yet. However, when after I looked at it, I saw his post, and I just saw his post while I was sitting there eating my Blizzard from Dairy Queen here in Joplin a few minutes ago. I went ahead and pulled up the Pilot that I knew was in the process of being built, or I was going to pull up where its location is. Didn't know there was already a location placeholder for that Pilot on the Google map already. It's not open yet, but when I tapped on the POI for it, or the pin for it, turns out there's a thing, the info says it's going to open on April 1st. So, in less than a week, that Pilot's going to be open. I got State Route 175 coming up here, not very much further down here. Maybe a few more miles down, we're going to hit US 60 eastbound. Not going to talk too incredibly long here, right? I'm going to do higher speed stuff while we're on Highway 60. Something else I can talk about here, though. Choices of place to stop your truck, to stop for whatever reason. Alright, the right shoulder is never the place to stop. Not ever, unless you absolutely have to be there. The only reason, the only business you have really being on that right shoulder is if you have a breakdown, or you are in an accident of some sort, or you witness something along that line, or you're there to help somebody who's broke down or in an accident.
A new message has arrived.
It's Monday afternoon, so it's probably the national fuel average info. Probably telling me what the average is for the week and what the new fuel surcharge rate is. All right, anyway. Yeah, unless you're going to have your triangles out, don't stop on the right shoulder. I mentioned in that last video, I think, somebody I used to work with got killed in a car accident for doing exactly that. Stopping on the right shoulder, and then he pulls out onto the road right in front of somebody who was in the lane already. Not paying any attention, and that's also why we as truckers, when we see right shoulder traffic, we anybody with any kind of experience and brains in their cranium will move over. Now, I don't care what your speed is. If you see something going on the right shoulder, you need to back it off. Let the traffic on the right shoulder over as much as if at all possible. You know, practical, whatever. So, and also, general rule of thumb here: the slower, the faster the speed limit is in the spot where you're going to park, the less the less desirable it should be for you. So, the best place to park, obviously, is going to be at a truck stop or somewhere like a parking lot where there's an expectation you should not be doing more than 5 to 10 miles an hour if you're in a truck. On-ramp and off-ramps, those are common for truckers. Some places it's illegal to park on them, and others it's not. But generally, there have been fatal crashes where somebody crashed into a parked truck on the right shoulder of on-ramp or off-ramp and gotten themselves killed. And then they end up finding out the trucker ends up being held liable. So you're playing with fire there, even on the ramps. I can't say I've never done it myself. In a pinch, like if I absolutely have to park on a ramp because I'm just too damn tired to drive, or there's really nowhere to park or something, okay, I might do it. But generally, I always try to find somewhere to park, like an actual parking lot of some sort. Truck stop or not. Yeah, so, on an on-ramp or off-ramp, you might normally, especially on an on-ramp, you might expect traffic to be going no more than 30 miles an hour. So that's why on-ramps are preferred over off-ramps, if you're not going to actually park in a parking lot. Off-ramps, especially on the right after you get off the exit, people are going to be still going like 60 plus when they're getting off that freeway. That's not a place to be. You don't want to be there. Right? And then right shoulder of a highway where people are doing 70, 80, 90 plus on a regular basis, definitely not the place to be stopping if you don't have to absolutely be there. I see it way too much, like that guy in Oklahoma City I was talking about in my last video. Stupid. Stopping on the right shoulder there. On my way over to Ochelada with that load, there was another spot where a couple in a car decided to stop on the right shoulder, I think on I-40, and I can't remember if I was in Texas or Oklahoma by then. When they pulled, they stopped on the right shoulder to switch seats. And I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? And I'm doing 70 and other traffic around me is going even faster. We're all in the right lane and you want to do that shit right next to it. And I personally passed by somebody who got hit and killed by a UPS truck. And I was I have a live stream video here on my channel where you can see me passing right by the dead body. They were covered in a blanket by then, but yeah, you can see the body, and up, not much further up ahead, you can see the UPS truck that hit them. So don't be over there on the right shoulder, guys. Why do people do that? And why are people taught that that's okay to do? I don't know. Just because you might get taught that as a kid that it's okay to do that doesn't mean it's right. Your parents are just idiots if they taught you that it's okay to do that. You know, at least get to an off-ramp or something. I've seen it so many times like that too, where somebody, it could be like no more than a mile away from an off-ramp. Okay, this is 86. I think I can take this part 86, but it goes right through Neosho, which I don't really, you know, Certified Express, I'll bet you he's going that same way. I would, or maybe he's going to the Loves here, I don't know. I just think I would rather take US 60. It's, again, it might possibly add a mile or two. It does look like a very doable route right there, looking at it. But I can tell looking in on the map, there are some curves and stuff, and it looks like it goes right into Neosho proper, so I'd rather avoid that if I can. However, I do see on US 60, not too far, not far east of 49, looks like there might be a little bit of traffic delay there I got to concern myself with. But either way, unless I know that route, I'd rather be on a US highway than a state highway. So for that matter, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with you know, the big roads, the National Highway Network, as much as I can. I got, you know, I have the time to work with, not by a lot. I do have a pickup window, 1400 to 1800. I do expect to be there around 1730-ish. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even just a tad later. But that 4-hour pickup window now, again, has me wondering, is this going to be a live load or a drop and hook? I've never been to this shipper before. I know they do have a drop lot there. It's not a huge place from what I can tell, but they do have drop lots there. So there is a possibility it could be a drop and hook, but again, until I know anything about this shipper myself, I'm going there assuming that I'm live loading. I've already got my reefer pre-cooling to minus 1 degree. And so we'll just go there prepared to do a live load. And maybe I'll get lucky and find out it'll be a drop and hook. Alright, so that said, I think this exit 24 should be US 60. I know I'm getting super close to it. Yeah, this should be 60 coming up. So yeah, it is. I see the sign up here for it. So we're gonna get off here, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut up and go to high speed mode here once we're actually on to 60 for you. So we're not making the video needlessly longer than already is gonna be. Neosho National Fish Hatchery, 6 miles. Alright guys, we are on the home stretch here to the shipper. It's the final straightaway before we make our turn. The shipper is actually not really in Cassville, or at least it seems. I think the town of Cassville is just a little bit further down the road. Where the shipper is actually at is on an area of the map known as Butterfield. So, in fact, that plant right there straight ahead, where you see those silos and stuff, or whatever those things are, I believe that's going to be our shipper right there. So we're going to be making a right turn onto that Avenue W, or Highway W, whatever you call that, I think it was. And then go down the street, and on the right side will be the shipper. This was definitely not the most direct route possible, at least for a car to get here. Definitely several options available to get you here more directly, but in a truck, what I saw on the Missouri State Highway truck map, the way that I went is the most practical truck legal way to go, from what I can tell. So that's something to consider there. 60 across to Monette, and it's 37 south from Monette down here to the shipper. Actually, you know what? I think that other place in front of us is something else. I believe this right here on the right is actually our shipper. Because that does, I am expecting the employee parking area to be on this side of the plant. And that, yeah, that definitely looks like the place that I'm trying to go to. Yeah, State Highway W. So yeah, right before we get to this place with the towers, this is where we're going to make the right turn. Go ahead and signal early, that way this four-wheeler behind me knows well in advance that I'm going to slow down to make my turn. Yeah, see, Cassville is still 6 miles away from here. So come straight down the road. The first driveway here is going to be employee parking, and we'll go down a little bit further. Right here where this pickup is the truck entrance. I see a Prime right there at the guard shack already. Now with the 4-hour pickup window, it gives me the impression that it's a drop and hook pickup. But because Tyson loads, for example, are like that. But yeah, I've never been here before. I have no idea if we have drop trailers. I don't see any of our drop trailers over there on that side, but I know there are a couple other spots over here where there could be drop trailers. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get checked in here, and we'll let you know how things go from here. Alright guys, check in there real quick, and then we're going to park right here by where Prime is at. I don't want to park in the way these guys who are docked in, so and it's kind of a shitty situation here though, because I see a Prime and a Martin docked in right here. I'm going to park behind this guy. So I really don't want to block the. Yeah, not like I'm going to be here very long, but still, I don't know. Oh, actually, those guys are Bobtail anyway. All right, so I'm going to check in. I'll bring this to check in. He thinks the guy at the guard shack says he thinks that might be a drop hook. So I guess we actually do drop hooks here, but yeah, I'm new here, so we'll find out. Alright guys, let's see. trailer. Okay, our load is not ready to go yet, but evidently there is a trailer assigned for it already. He says drop my empty basically up here on the northwest corner on the other side of the cooling shed. You're going to see the chicken cooling shed over here. Can't tell there. I see some north-facing trailers there, but I can't tell if any of them are JCT trailers. Alright, so yeah, just this lot over here, we're going to go ahead and drop our empty into it. I do see at least one JCT trailer over here now. He didn't specify whether we need to slide tandems back or not. Alright, there's one open over there, it looks like. Oh, that's convenient when you have now when you have a day cab that you can see blindside. I might just have to put it in over here. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not blocking something. Alright, I do see a couple other JCT trailers here, both Hirschbach trailer numbers. That looks like that might be a... That looks like it might be a thoroughfare for something, so I'm not really sure. Let's make sure he's good. Alright, yeah, he's good. I don't know if there was that. I think there was that spot over there in the corner. I might. So I really don't want to put it over in the there in the corner because it looks like they use that to drive around the cooling shed area. So, and this looks like this will be a suitable spot over here. Yeah, I'll have to kind of offset blindside it in, but. I think it's a better spot than that one over there in the corner. Yeah, we're looking good there. Just make sure. Oh yeah, no problem at all here. Got plenty of. Well, I might have a little bit of a concern with getting the tractor clear of this container over here, but definitely won't have any problems getting the trailer at least into the area. Getting pretty close to that container there. I'll go ahead. I have room to get it further back, so or closer to this guy. So I'll go ahead and reposition. Only because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Something tells me Prime's going to be out of luck trying to find a place to park his trailer. Alright, this is good enough. I don't really need to nitpick too much here trying to get this thing in here. Alright, we'll drop our trailer and play the waiting game. Alright, we're going to finally disconnect it. Trailer, my fifth wheel release, the electro-pneumatic, whatever, did not want to release it. I ended up having to just go out there and manually pull on it. Even then, the first time I tried to manually pull it, it wouldn't work. it was jammed up, so I had to get back in and back into the trailer again, and then try it again to no avail, and manually pull the fifth wheel again. Okay, let's see. There are no JCT trailers sitting over here in the dock doors, so probably gonna be waiting a while, I guess. We're gonna park right over here next to this Prime truck. And from what the shipping office guy told me, when the load is ready, he said the shag driver will actually come out and basically knock on your door and let you know that your load's ready. Alright, so we play the waiting game now. Who knows how long it'll be. Current time is 18:09. So, see how it goes. Might get some detention pay out of this. Alright guys, we are finally ready to roll here. Let's see if I can get my Qualcomm to ever cooperate.
You have 7 hours and 51 minutes of remaining drive time.
Yard move. Said drop hook. Okay, so my trailer is behind us in door 5. This Prime driver couldn't have parked a little bit closer to me. I mean, literally, they were as close as possible without their mirror hitting mine. Look like that panel on their mirror is also missing, just like mine. I never had an incident with mine. It's just it came loose and came off. Oh, there's another JCT here. Who we got here? 4388, I think it says. Is that it right there? I think that's it. I don't see any other JCTs here, so that's probably it. Alright, it's a Herspot trailer. Or Herspot number, I mean. Wait, alright, now we got pressure. I'm gonna get hooked up here and go check out. Alright, I do need to slide the tandems. They are at the 41.5 foot mark. Yeah, I get my doors shut also. Yeah, this load is going to California, so I definitely need to slide them forward. It's definitely, it looks to be on the heavy side up on the drive axles. Where it's at right now, it's actually right around 34,000. But it's not necessarily a bad thing, because as long as I'm not over gross, there's a better chance that I'll scale okay. So I can deal with that. But I'm moving the tandems 3 holes forward. That's 1.5 foot. And 1.5 foot is going to change, take about 1,000 pounds off of that. 1,100 pounds. Generally about 375 pounds per hole on trailers like this that have 6-inch hole pattern. Alright, so I'm going to get checked out. And slide tandems, close doors, put load locks in and all that shit. And we'll get out of here soon. Alright guys, we are ready to head out of here. Let me figure out where this guy's walking first. Probably walking to that truck up there. Just wanted to make sure I knew what he was doing before I started moving when he was getting ready to walk by my truck. Alright. So I'm pretty certain that I'm not going to have any scale problems. Also, when you check out, go out the same side as the one as you went in. The guard, when I came in, told me to come in this, come back out this side. And let's see. Yeah, inbound and outbound this gate only. Let's see if he wants me to move forward. They want me to move forward. A little bit easier for the. Yeah, the gate was open, and let's see. He might want me to be out of the way here. Okay, so they want us to leave the other gate open for line haul trucks. Yeah, for the chicken trucks. Leave that side open for them to. Alright, let me get checked out here and we'll leave here. Alright, guys, let's get out of here. Okay, so the build weight is a little over 41,000 pounds. So definitely heavy enough to want to scale it. And the nearest Cassville to here is that Love's over in the Osho that we passed by earlier, where I-49 and Highway 86 meet up. Remember that exit on the way over here where I talked about possibly exiting there? That Love's there will be the nearest Cassville according to my Cassville app. So I'll probably go ahead and scale it there. It's in the direction I need to go anyway.
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
Let's see what they. I already told them that. Let me see.
Message 1 of 12. Important received today at 1:49 a.m. 10/4.
Alright.
You have 7 hours and 51 minutes.
Alright. I'm pretty sure it's gonna scale okay. My load gauge here, it tells me what I have on the drives is not that much. It's not over 34. I keep forgetting that this is a Hirschbach spec trailer. Now it's JCT badged, but Hirschbach spec. And the Hirschbach spec trailers actually have a, they usually have a box over there on the left side of the trailer that you can use to get an idea of how much weight is on the tandems. However, I just don't have a habit of using it because I'm not used to pulling these kind of trailers that have that. And I can tell from when I went inside the back to install my load locks, the last pallet, the last two pallets, whatever, the last row, if you will, was several feet in from the back of the trailer. So I'm going to find it extremely hard to believe that this thing will end up being tail heavy. I would about guarantee it's not going to be a tail heavy load. And my drive axle gauge here says it looks okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have any scaling issues. But I'm going to go ahead and scale it anyway. I'm going to need fuel. I can't get very far without needing to get fuel anyway, so in Missouri, the prices are really good normally for fuel. So, pretty good chance I'm going to go ahead and fuel up, scale out, and all that kind of crap there in the Osho. I got to double check what the price is there. It's got to be reasonable. Because there are other places I can stop in the general area that I'm within reach of as well. So, I don't know, we'll see. That's what's on the agenda here. Again, this one's going to Colton, to the Walmart DC there, the one I'm always at. It turns out these guys are not used to seeing loads, our loads going to that receiver. They said JCT's been coming here for probably a couple of years now. But yeah, they said they said it's unusual to see their loads going to Colton. Now, like the guy, I could tell he's not familiar with California, and I'm pretty sure he would have to look on a map to figure out where exactly Colton's even at, based on the conversation I was having with him, just kind of the tone and all that. So, I don't know, kind of, I guess new experience for him as well as for me. My load assignment originally said run it at -1, but the BOL said to run it at +20. The guy at the shipping office and the guard shack both asked if said they wanted it at +20 all the way to the receiver, so I'm gonna have to point that out on their let them know that hey, shipper wants me to run it at +20. So alright, don't need to drag this on. Alright, we're going to take the pretty much the same route back. I'm going to go up to US 60 westbound, and then I'll take 60 all the way over to 86 west. I'm going to go ahead and go through Neosho. This hour, it's a better time to go through there to kind of get an idea of what that highway really is like going through there. You know, how many traffic lights and stuff. And now Love's is right there on Highway 86, so more reason to give it a try. It's more quiet, and I know it's a truck route, so might be a little more desirable route than taking 60 straight from I-49 or to straight to I-49, whatever you want to call it. So, all right, that's it. I'm gonna call this one a night. Right? You guys, I want to appreciate you guys always taking the time to hang out and watch. We'll probably will have a delivery video for you, even though it's Colton and I'm there all the time, but there's a good chance that I think that DC number there is the Sam's Club DC, so probably going to dock into the low 100 series doors. It's a narrower area to dock in at, so it's always a little more interesting. Not to mention it tends to be a kind of a zoo there, a little chaotic with all the truckers trying to come in, either to dock in there in that row or trying to go through to check in over on the blue side or something. So might be some entertainment there, like I should really expect there to be. All right, that said, y'all have a great night. Did get detained here for about 7 hours. Hey, it's good detention pay for me. So, all right, otherwise, I will probably see you guys in Colton, all right? Y'all have a great night. See ya.